Mother Teresa, 1910 to 1997. It has been more than 30 years since I was asked to do a profile of Mother Teresa for the New York Times. I wrote to Mother Teresa seeking her permission to call on her. Having got it, I spent 3 days with her from the early hours of the morning to late at night. Nothing in my journalist career has remained as sharply etched in my memory as those 3 days with her in Calcutta. Before I met her, I read Malcolm Muggeridge's book on her, Something Beautiful for God. Malcolm was a recent convert to Catholicism and prone to believing in miracles. He had gone to make a film on Mother Teresa for the BBC. They first went to the Nirbal Hriday home for dying destitutes close to Kalighat temple. The team took some shots of the building from outside and of its sunlit courtyard. The camera crew was on the opinion that the interior was too dark and they had no lights that would help them take the shots they needed. Since some footage was left over, they decided to use it for inferior shots. When the film was developed later, the shots of the dormitories inside were found to be cleaner and brighter than those taken in sunlight. The first thing I asked Mother Teresa was if this was true. But of course, she replied, such things happen all the time. Then she added with greatest intensity, every day, every hour, every single minute, God manifests Himself in some miracle. She narrated other miracles of the day when her organization was little known and always short of cash. Mother has never been much of a problem. Money has never been much of a problem. She told me God gives through His people. She told me that she started her first school in the slums. She had no more than 5 rupees with her. But as soon as people came to know that she was doing, they bought money and other things. The first institution she took me to was Nirmal Hriday. It was in 1952 that the Calcutta Corporation had handed over the building to her. Orthodox Hindus were outraged. 400 Brahmin priests attached to the Kali temple gathered outside the building. One day I went out and spoke to them. If you want to kill me, but do not disturb the inmates. Let them die in peace. That silenced them. Then one of the priests staggered in. He was in an advanced stage of galloping theasis. The nuns too looked after him till he died. That changed the priest's attitude towards Mother Teresa. Later one day, another priest entered the home, prostrated herself at her feet, and said, for 30 years I have served the goddess Kali in her temple. Now the goddess stands before me. On my way back, Mother Teresa dropped me at the Dum airport. As I was about to take leave of her, she said so. She wanted to know if I had anything else to ask her. Tell me, how can you touch people with loathsome diseases like leprosy and gangrene? Aren't you revolted by people filthy with dysentery and cholera vomit? I see Jesus in every human being, Mother Teresa replied. I say to myself, this is hungry Jesus, this one has gangrene, dysentery or cholera. I must wash him and tend to him. I wrote a humble tribute to her for the New York Times and put her on the cover of the Illustrated Weekly. Till then, she was little known outside Calcutta. After that, more people got to know about her work. She sent me a short note of thanks, which I have in a silver frame in Kasauli. It is among my most valued possessions. It says, I am told you don't believe in God. I say, send you God's blessing. I have often thought about 3 days I spent with Mother Teresa in Calcutta. We walked through crown streets, rode in trams to visit her various hospitals and creches for abandoned children and homes for the dying. I still remember how she tended to every ill man who was dying. She was with him, looking after him, all time telling him, Bhagavan Achen, God is there. The way in which Mother Teresa went about looking after and tending to the sick, the dying, the hungry, it was the same as Bhagat Puran Singh. Some years later, during one of my trips to Calcutta, I requested Mother Teresa to meet me, but she declined, saying that would not come to my hotel room. It was okay by me because I respected her. I saw her last when she was in Delhi. She had come here with when H.S. Sikand of Sikand Motors had gifted a van for our missionaries of charity, but this time she did not seem to recognize me. I smiled and greeted her. Though she did smile back, she did so in the way you do when you don't really recognize a. Is there any way to spot an online liar? Cornell University Assistant Professor of Communication Jeff Hancock and two co-researchers conducted a study in which 66 volunteers were paired up and asked to hold instant message conversation. One person in each pair were asked to tell lies about a set of assigned topics. The liars were given 5 minutes to prepare before the instant messaging began. The results, published in 2004, are eye-opening for anyone who communicates online, which of course is almost everyone. Hancock and his co-authors found that 33 liars in the group were more talkative than their partners, using about one-third more words than the truth tellers. They also use more pronouns and include more sensory verbs such as see, hear, feel. Hancock speculates that the chattiness were likely prompted by an effort to provide a more detailed and therefore more convincing fabrication. The liars were not found out, but Hancock's findings did reveal that people who were being lied to online will ask more questions than when they are being told the truth. Even though the subjects were unaware of the deception manipulation, the data suggests that they were implicitly aware that they were being lied to. When are you most likely to hear a lie? One study found that over a 1 week period, lies were detected in 37% of phone calls, 27% of face-to-face readings, 21% of IM chats, 14% of emails. Of all these forms of communication, only email and IMs leave a paper trail, explaining their apparent on honesty inducing power.